Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Choholoyim la Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Chaha Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well, and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. And just want to say to all the H.I.M that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yah Chanan Nawach. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just hit the record button, man. You know, I like to just do this every morning, just pray in the Spirit that the Spirit just leads me to say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done. So yes, it's definitely raw, but you know, the subject is always the same though. You know, it's the song is on repeat. It's the same old things that's going on throughout the week that we see daily, except they're just picking up. There's like pieces that's being added on every week, and these weeks are blowing by because we're already at April, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And oh yeah, too, the Passover starts April 1st sundown to April 8th sundown. That's I wanted to do a quick video on that, so that's a reminder right there. That's the Spirit. So get set for that. I know we got some newer comers that's coming into this truth for the very first time. It's maybe your very first Passover. You know, just pray. And there's videos on how to keep the Passover. You know, we've been doing it for years, so we kind of know what to do. But some of you newer believers, you may not know what to do when it comes to the Passover and what the Passover is about. You can go into the scriptures and read, but there's plenty of lessons. You can go in GMS, Great Millstone, Hebrew Israelites, and just type in Passover, and you're going to see videos that's going to pop up. Or you can go into Chat GPT. You know what? Because that's a good tool, right? As of yet, because the apostle, if you notice, if you watch the apostle, the beloved apostle Tahar, he goes and he'll ask Chat GPT, what's the take on GMS? What's GMS take on Ezekiel 38? Or what's GMS take on a grape in the Bible? Or what's GMS take on eating pork or swine or tattoo, whatever the subject may be? You should be able to put it in to that search engine on chat, or just AI, your regular Google AI, and you're gonna see GMS's take on the subject that you put in. So you can put in GMS, what's GMS take on the Passover, and you're gonna see you should see videos popping up. You can go into YouTube, put some things in, you know, put that same subject matter in, and you should see some videos pop up, and you will actually see some older videos of, you know, the elders, the apostles, bishops, and elders and brothers just keeping the Passover, and how they keep it, you know, and we're, you know, in captivity, of course. So we can't keep it all the way 100, you know, like how we did keep it, you know, in the ancient days. But, you know, we're rehearsing, you know, the righteous acts of the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? It's a rehearsal, basically. You know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, He knows the spirit, He knows the heart, He knows our intents. You know, you just want to, you know, get rid of all the leaven out of your house. You know, like bread, cookies, anything that has a rising agent to it. You know what I'm saying? I generally have like a Tupperware or one of those Rubbermaids. You know, it depends on how much stuff you have. You know, I know the Apostle Ramlab, he said you can just kind of store it in your car. I have a patio that I generally put it in a Rubbermaid container if I have anything, and I just set it on my back patio or whatever, and that cover keeps everything all right in there. You know, but you know. And then the process of getting some lamb, or you can do goat if you have a place where you can actually get it from. I know we have a market here, like downtown Detroit, where you can get stuff like that. But you know, we keep it pretty basic. I normally, you know, we get, it's a few different kinds of wines that you can get. They got that David Mogan, I think it's called. It's matter of fact, it's entitled on the packaging, Passover ready, or something to that extent, or whatever. Even though, you know, we're eating our bread defiled amongst these damn Gentiles, you know, but you know, you can get some of that, or they have these smaller bottles, you know, these smaller individual bottles that you can get, you know what I'm saying, where, because this is going to be something quick. You know, you're going to eat with haste. You know, you have your staff, if you have a staff. You know, I kind of like, I got an old school, well, you know, I had it for years. It was just like, you know, a nice limb that I picked up out of the yard, and, you know, I kind of, you know, cut it and sawed it to a nice staff, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, you put on your garment, you gird yourself up, you know, or, you know, somewhat tighten your garment around you with a belt or something like that, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, with your shoes on, you know, we're just rehearsing the righteous acts, you know what I'm saying, of that particular event that we would always do. And you know, have your shoes on, and you eat it in haste. You know, you want to get some, we normally would get horseradish for the bitter herbs, and normally some real all natural tortilla chips. You know, they got better kinds, you know what I'm saying, here and there. It just depends. You know, you can read the packaging, you know what I'm saying, but you want to, you know, because you want your bread to be unleavened. The bread is to be unleavened. Now, you can make unleavened bread. You can actually go on YouTube as well. It's recipes on. All you got to do is type in how to make unleavened bread, or you may be able to put in, you know, what stores sell unleavened bread. You know, where can I get 100% Passover bread or whatever. You know what I'm saying. So you can do that as well. So you know, just do your due diligence, do some research, type a couple of things, you know, just use your little smartphone, man, to do some smart shit, you know what I'm saying, because again, it's really very simple. You know, you want to you don't boil the lamb or the goat, you know, you roast it. And again, with the bitter herbs, you know what I'm saying, we use horseradish or something like that. I normally just roast it in like a small toaster oven that I have or whatever, because you're not doing a lot, you know, just for me, you know, I'm just doing, you know, I normally would get a lamb shoulder or, you know, lamb chops, whatever, you know what I'm saying, because again, it's just the righteous acts that we're doing. And then, you know, you pray, you go into the scriptures. I normally just, you know, watch videos, watch the elders, you know, going to, you know, whatever's popping for the new, because that's kind of like our new year, so to speak, that's coming in. You know, New Year's not at no damn January 1st in the dead of cold. But yeah, it's pretty simple. But again, you know, you can just look up GMS preparations, Great Millstone preparations for Passover, and you should see some videos that should pop up on to let you know what's going on. It'll go off into the chapters, you know what I'm saying, as far as like reading the history of the Passover, because it's a deep history, you know, and also that Passover also lets you know that the Lord is not about everybody. The Lord is not dealing with all nations. He only dealt with the Israelites when it comes to the Passover, because if he loved all nations, he would have dealt with the Egyptians as well. But what happened to the Egyptians? The Egyptians got their asses handed to them. You know, the firstborn of their children were killed, and a lot of plagues went upon Egypt. And you have to realize too that America is spiritually Egypt too, and you're starting to see a lot of those plagues play out right here in the Americas. So you want to be, you know, on point in the right mindset of fucking hating this place for one, you know, and you know, cutting all the damn murmuring and complaining, because the Israelites were murmuring and complaining quite a bit, and the Lord knocked off a lot of our people in the wilderness. You know, just getting rid of that leaven, you know, forgiving your brothers and sisters in your heart, so to speak, you know, just, you know, if you need to fast, you gotta, you know, fast, you know, a lot of brothers do fast the day before, the day after, because you have to partake in the Passover meal, you know, because you got some of these people be talking about how you can't eat meat and all that. No, you have to eat. You got to partake in that lamb or the goat. You know what I'm saying? And again, you know, you can hit certain markets for that, but you know, generally, you can get lamb at, you know, your Walmart or local supermarket, so to speak. You know, goat is a little bit more harder to come by, unless you just, you know, like I said, you know, a market to get it from. But again, you know what I'm saying, you know, them the basics, but you can read up on it. But I would say just check out some of the great millstone videos and get more accustomed with the process, you know. Because again, you know, you're gonna, you know, eat. I mean, the instructions are there. You know, you once you get everything going, the sun goes down. You know, right at the sun going down, I guess you know you partake in the meal. You know what I'm saying, and throw your prayers up. And I would say, you know, hey, break out your Bible and read along with the elders, man, because there's gonna be plenty of videos. You know, it's so many. All the elders, all the apostles, all of it's gonna be so many videos. You're not gonna be able to watch them all. But you know, whoever may be GMS in your city, you may watch them. You know, I like to, you know, watch the apostles, but you're gonna see, because it's gonna be different times that different videos are gonna be coming on. So you know, just watch them. You know what I'm saying? Just turn them on, watch them. You know, and most of the brothers anyway, you know, from, you know, they're gonna get instructions basically from the apostles, you know, the elders on down, you know, anyway, you know. So those are the main elders to watch, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, you know. And even if it's the next day, I mean, you know, because you can watch the videos throughout the week. I mean, it's almost like when the Sabbath go down, or better yet, it's like when the elders go out on the highways and byways on Saturdays. It's so many of those videos that, you know, I'm watching them all week long, you know. And you're still not gonna make it through all of them. You're not gonna make it through all those videos, man, you know, because it's camps everywhere. It's camps throughout all these different cities. So, you know, that's just something that I wanted to touch on real quick, because I know the apostles, they mentioned it like 2 days ago, and they do have a I can't think of it right off the calendar, YouTube channel for the calendar for all the high holy days or whatever. But he did mention it like 2 days ago, the apostle, beloved apostle Ramlab. So if you want to check into his channel, I'm sure you'll see something on it. Also, the elder Gabar in New York, he's kind of generally over it. He mentioned it as well. But you know, it shouldn't be hard to find. But it's actually April 1st, sundown, to April 8th, sundown. So it's going to be a full week. And it's going to fall on the actual Shabbat, because I think the first is on a Wednesday, because I know the new moon is Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown. The Sabbath is Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown. It just went down yesterday, so I think that's April 1st. So I'm driving right now, so I can't see it, but you can see when it is. But yeah, just keep up with it, man. You know, you know, and you know, you gotta also watch who you partake in it as well, because you don't want no just some old wicked nigga just y'all cooking lamb chop. Nah, you ain't that type of party, nigga. This is not a lamb chop party for you niggas. You some wicked niggas that don't take this seriously, man. You know, because you got to take this seriously. This is a serious matter. This is a serious matter, man. You know, so. Again, you know, once you watch some videos on it, you know, just pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, to lead you to the you know, the video that'll build you on it, you know, to the best of your ability, and you know, just go with faith, man. So I'm gonna end out there. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala in a Bible ball.